Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. I think we're on part 4 of our desk set. And if you're just joining me now, this is what we're making. This is the cover. And then inside we have a folio that folds out. So last time we had finished up let me open this because I'm going to be using this as a reference since I only made one of these. So we finished up adding some pockets, a pocket here and then a diagonal pocket there, and then I came in and added the two for the other side. So today I'm going to show you how to make these little thingies, and we are going to move on with the both the paper, the removable paper pad, which is this right here. So this comes out, and so we're going to make that, and we will continue on in the decorating. And I think I had already showed you how to make, just the folder part, and then this little folio that's going to be on this side, and also this is used as a pocket, and this will hold some paper as well, but I have handmade paper in this pocket. So we're going to do that, and then if we have time, we're going to continue on with this side, and next one we will get into making the tags. So that is where we are. So let's continue on. I had this cut, and then I came in and just added the paper to it. And then we had cut this one for this other side that we are going to put on this side right here. And then this will go in the middle over here. Let me move this down. This is going to slide in here, and this will have the paper in it. And then on this side over here, we are going to add the smaller one. Now, this is done the same way we did this, okay? The same way, except I made it smaller. So let me show you the size. And then also, I'm making this one. I have the paper to put in the middle. I left the paper off so I could show you. Here, let me sit down because I'm standing, and I wanted to make sure the light was good in here. Now I'm looking and I see we're a little crooked. Whoops, sorry about that. Let me just move that so I can be, that can be centered. So, you know how the file folders have you can make them a little, they have these little, what do you call it, scored lines, so you can make them dimensional and pop them out. So we're going to make this one dimensional because we are going to do, I think we're going to do an accordion pocket in here. So I wanted it to be, wider to accommodate that accordion pocket, and we may not get to this today. So let me put that aside. First of all, let me just stick these papers back in, and we will work on this. Now, I think I talked about on the last one to put a belly band in here, and my belly band measures 1 inch. Okay, so this is 1 inch, and again, I'm just using the cut down manila folder. So for that, and I want to make sure I have all my supplies here. So with that, this is going to slide through, but we're going to add some paper, and I'm not going to, the paper, I have a nice stack of coffee dyed paper here, and I wanted to show you because I've never really talked about coffee dyeing your paper and how to get all these different little effects on it. Let me, you can see there's little ridges here, and I wanted to show you the pan that I get that with. Now this one, as you can see, is just nice, and well, this side is a little, this one was on the bottom, I think. I use these just for that, and this is just one of the ways I coffee dye my paper, but I wanted to show you this. And this you just get, it's just an aluminum kind of disposable cookie sheet, but you can see it has this this little dotted pattern on the bottom, and I think that's like to, like if you're cooking bacon or something, and I don't know, but that's what I use, and I wanted to show you that. And I have 2 of these just for coffee dyeing. And then when I lay my coffee, you know, I dunk them in the coffee, and I neutralize my coffee with a little bit of baking soda, because so it's less acidic, if you're, especially if you're putting photos in your journals. So that's the reason for that. Tea is less and less acidic as well if you want to use tea. I just like to use coffee because I think I get a little bit darker colors. And of course it has to do with how much coffee you use. But when let me pull this back up because I just wanted to show you. Everybody has their own way of coffee dyeing. Now I wanted these to be, I cut them ahead of time, and talking about the paper, I used a large, I think 11 by 13 sheets. But if you don't have that, because I'm going to be folding them in half, you can make your folder smaller to accommodate an 8 by 11 inch sheet, because I needed the length. So when I coffee dye is I will lay sheets like this first, and then I'll come back and I will lay them all the other way, okay? And then I do that until I have like 3 or 4 layers, and then I will bake them a little bit, and then I will go in and start removing the papers and just taking them off and putting them right on the rack itself of the oven, and then they dry really nicely. But some of them, as you can see, the ones that are on the bottom are going to get that nice texture. So I just wanted to give you that little tip on how I coffee, you know, some of my coffee dye, some of my pages, but that's how I got, you know, these to get that little pattern on them. There's so many good, I never made a video because there's so many great videos out there of coffee dyeing that it's just something I just didn't feel like I needed to do because they're out there. I want to stack these good because I'm going to fold them in half, just like this. Okay. And actually, I probably should have gone in and then I'm just going to put them in there. And I could come back and take a bone folder and, you know, maybe get that a little bit better, but is it necessary? Not really. And then this is when you just simply take the whole thing and you're going to bring it right into your belly band. And I'm not going to do that now, but I want to show you how you're going to do that because we're going to decorate the top. So I probably will come back and individually, so these fit better, line them up, do this, and do every single one like that so it's nice and flat. But I wanted to show you that's how you're going to do that. That's way you can reuse this as many times as you want. After you fill up all your pages, then you can just make more. And this, take it right out, put more in, and you've got a nice refillable little thing. All right, let's see how we're going to decorate this. We are going to, and I'm doing the exact same thing. Okay, I have some little elements. This, I've just got a little fabric here, a little, that was, I don't think I even coffee stained this. No, guys, here we go. Heaven forbid somebody drives down this. Gosh, I hope it's not now. I hope it's not going to be too dark in here now. No. They were so good in here all morning, and I got in here late today, so. All right, I have these little, let's see if I can find them. Yeah, I've got a little pile, and some of these I got, like these little labels, and I think I told you last time, these were from Junk with Steph, her words and labels. And then I also have these, and these little field notes and specimen and all of that. I got them off of the Graphics Fairy membership site, but you know, you can decorate yours any way you want. I also have over here, and this is an actual paper from a paper pad, and I think it's die cuts with a view, and this is just burlap that's been adhered to like craft paper. So I'm using some of that for decorating. I also have some just craft paper here that's kind of been distressed, crumbled and distressed, so I'm using that as well. And I'm using some muslin pieces. Now this is a little bit of a heavier duty one. I think I'll use that for this. So let me move this aside and we will get with that, and then we'll decorate this as well. So where did I put that? Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and decorate this first. And I think I'll use, this is field notes on it. I think I'll use this one that says field notes. So let's see how big of a piece we need. Oops, these scissors. I just ordered new fabric scissors, so I'm waiting for those to come in because I seem to have dulled every pair of my fabric scissors that I have. These were supposed to just be fabric, and of course you can see glue and everything else on them. I'm very bad about that. My suggestion to you would be to, here, I've got a little piece here, to label your scissors so you don't have the same problem I have. Now I'm going to layer on this little piece of paper here, and this just gives a little bit more texture. And then you can go ahead and you could take this to the machine and sew all around this if you wanted. So we'll put that there. So let's adhere this first. And I'm going to be back and probably do, I'm gonna add a little ink to this to make it a little darker. The next part, part 5, right after this one, and I'm probably gonna load them both back to back today because I have a journal share to do, and I'm a little behind because I took my 2 younger grandchildren for the weekend, and so I didn't have any time in here this past weekend. This is Monday I'm doing this, so I want to get this up because I'm actually going to start on some Christmas journals in July, because I like to have those well, probably July. Maybe I'll wait till August because I have so many projects I want to do. Okay, so that's as simple as that. Then I'm going to show you how we're going to glue this right in here. Let me move this down. Okay, we want this to be a pocket. Oh, before that, I forgot to tell you what we're going to be putting in this. Now, I had ordered this handmade paper. You can put any paper you want. Since in the middle I have all that tea stain paper, this is just really fun little handmade paper I got actually right off of Amazon. And I just simply took this scrap piece of paper, and I folded it over and I angled it, and then I went and I just sewed this part through the paper right to the machine. I have several pieces here, and this came and it looks like this, and it's called flower petal paper loose decal. And I can link this if you guys, just let me know if you're interested, and I'll go find it where I got it on Amazon and link it. Now, if you've watched the first of this series, number 1, I did list the papers that I ordered to make this, if you like those botanical themed papers I'm using, and the wildflower book that we're going to be using to make some of these tags. Let me see the ones I used. let me see, like this. Whoops. Beautiful, beautiful paper, beautiful book pages. So I listed that. Now, all we're going to do here is I'm going to glue this to the back. So the reason why this can be torn out and removed, and you can add some more. So you could also do a belly band here if you wanted. Either way, but because this is more for creating, the type of paper for creating, I thought just for inspiration, if you're going to make one of these for yourself, you would leave it right in the journal, you know, in the, so we're just going to attach that. And I did have to cut a little bit of the paper down to fit in here. And what I do is if I'm going to, all those little pieces I saved and they're going in my scrapbook and they will make beautiful collage. So now I have, let me grab some of this. Okay. This is just brown embroidery floss. And that's what I'm using. Now, let's talk about these, okay? So you're just gonna, I'll show you how to make these things real quick, in a moment, but I'm just going to go ahead and get this. Oh, something else before I do that. If you want here, you can put a pocket here. And actually, I think I did, and I put the pocket here. So what I would suggest is just get a piece of this, okay? And you're gonna cover it the same way. You know, as a matter of fact, let's just quickly make one. Why not? Let me measure how much I want. And the reason why I'm putting it here, so if you put it here and you put your items in, when you fold them, the items are gonna fall down. So I put it here, and that way you can tuck here. So let's go ahead and measure that. I feel like I'm all over the place today. I kinda am. All right. Good way to use up all of the cut down manila folders. So I'm just going to cut that over there, and then let's find some paper to cover it. Let me see, I have some scraps over here. Whoops. Okay, let me lay this on here like this, and this is how we measure. I just take a pencil. I know I need to take that much off, and we need to trim it there. So let me go ahead, and I think what I'll do is just cut the little excess after I glue it on. And I think we'll put a little notch in this. Whoops. You could round the corners. Make your pocket any way you want. Just going to take this piece off here. I hope it's not too dark in here, guys. I feel okay. So this is going to just go there, and I think I'm going to take my little round circle punch and just come right in here, and I eyeball it and make a little thumb notch. I could take this and sew this, you know, sew the pocket there, but I'm not sewing this, so. And I think I might have, I'm using the gold and the vintage photo. The gold for the antiquing effect. See, you don't really see the gold, it just gives a nice antiquing. Okay, and then we will adhere this pocket, and then we're going to put the whole thing down. Okay. And then you've got a little bit more storage room. All right, let's go ahead and tie this up, and I'll just take off a bunch of thread here. And all I do is just, and these are fun to add beads to as well, if you want to add a little, make your string a little longer and add a few beads, you can do that. So, but I'm not adding beads to this. Okay, so that's it. And you can put a little glue at this top string before you wind it if you want it to stay, you know, secure. Okay, so this is going to go in this area over here. Now I want to make sure, let me see where the fold is. It can't go, yeah, the fold is right here. So what we're going to do is we are actually making a pocket out of this. So I'm only going to glue the 3 sides. So I want to put a nice amount of glue because this is a little heavier. But I'll tell you, all of these beacon glues, they do the trick. They are good adhesives for sure. And now I'm working on the 3-in-1, and I'm telling you, I really like it. So set this, I'm going to bring it down toward the bottom a little bit. Let me see. Am I in frame? Yes, I am. And I'm simply just going to press all around there and get that glue nice and adhered. And if you want to, you can kind of just undo your pocket, you know, and get under there to get that, you know, nice and secure. Okay, with that, let's let that sit to settle, or for that glue to settle. We are going to now begin the decoration of this, and I decorated it with some sari and some lace and a button. I'm looking at it over here, and then a ribbon in behind. So the ribbon is just so I'm using sari is so you can tie it back up, you know, to keep your papers secure. So we're going to need, again, I'm just eyeballing about this much, and this I am going to glue to the back. So let me get the halfway point, and I'm going to go ahead and just glue it right here. You can iron your sari if you want. I do sometimes if it's a tie on a really fancy, pretty journal. And now we have this piece here that you can tie up in a little bow. It's a little snugger than the other one, but that's okay. All right, so that's going to be showing there. And let me just move it up because I'm going to be adding a die cut down here. Whoops, I can't do that. Let me untie it. I forgot I glued it. I didn't glue the other one, so. All right, now at the bottom, I've got some lace trim. So let me just get a piece of it over here so I don't have to bring my whole, and this I have right down here at the bottom. So that's easy enough. So I'm gonna eyeball that. And again, you know, you guys decorate your book or your folio anyway, in your pockets and all that any way you want with what you have. You know, don't go out and buy extra stuff, you know. Make it with what you have on hand, except if you want to order these papers because they are lovely. Now, I did a little, I took this to the machine and I made a little ruffle. Let me show you this. Let me pull this back over. You see that at the bottom? So I will do that after, but for right now, we're just going to add it to the bottom. and then I'll show you how I make my ruffles. So I'm going to put some glue right along the edge here. And if you don't have a machine, you can make a ruffle. You don't really need it. So what I do is then I will come and I will do a little bit there, and I just start like this right down the thing, and then I'll come in and I'll add the glue in between each of those little ruffles. And now, obviously, if you're making ruffles, you do this without the glue at the machine if you're doing it at the machine. Okay, so then I know I need that much. Well, I think I'll cut that in a minute. Let me come back here and just put a little bit of glue in between each of these little, whoops, ruffles. I got glue sticking to my fingers. Just a tad. This sari is very, you know, it's silk. It's very lightweight, so you don't really need a lot of glue. And I really shouldn't be putting glue because I am going to come back and sew that. But I wanted to show you that you can still make the ruffles without the machine. Those scissors are useless. I don't even know if these will work on paper anymore. I think I've ruined them so bad. And actually, they're not even that old. Let's find a button, and then I want to show you how to make the those little, I don't really know what you call those little round things. I don't even know if I have a button out here that I like. I keep things on my desk in this little box. Here's a little wooden button. That's what we used before, and that's what. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can come in here and you can sew this to your ruffle before you put it down. Or you can add, sometimes I add a little embroidery thread, but I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to glue this little wooden button right on there, and that just gives it a tiny bit of decoration. Now I have a box of die cuts here, and I'm going to add a couple die cuts on here. Let's see what I've got. Let me put the lid on this because I'm going to need the little glue for that. And I need to put the lid on this ink, and I need to put the lid on this other ink. Okay, what do we have? I have already used a couple of that. This is cute. I like that. Let's use this. I also have, this is just like, if I were going to put a little bee, this is a little honeycomb. That would be cute. You could put, I mean, whatever you're going to decorate it with. I could put a little honeycomb there and put a little bee up here. That would be fun. Let's see what else I have in here. I have this little flower where I would put that one and maybe two of them and then one more maybe. Let me see. They're all buried in here. I think I'm just going to use the big one. These are too fiddly right now. So, all right, let's ink it, and then I will add it. Now, when I ink these, let me grab this right here. I just use my brush. This is just a makeup brush. And I'm just going to come in and just kind of dot it like that. That way, because it's so fragile, I don't really want to, you know, rub too hard. And so then I have that. So that's not, you know, the whole manila thing. Actually, you know what? I think I want to add a little bit of this vintage photo is it kind of looks a little washed out. So let's just get, I go back and forth between the using the Distress ink and the Distress oxide. Which, you know, they even though they're all both in the vintage photo color, they look different to me. There's the one has a little bit more of a reddish hue to it. I think I'm getting more on my fingers than on the die cut. I was mentioning the other day, if you guys caught my last, you know, part 3, I think it was on part 3, when you have these really tiny little, you know, delicate die cuts like this, or any fussy cuts that have little branches or anything, the sticker machine by Creative Station works really well, but mine is jammed up and broke right now, so I was going to put this down here, and this would have been fun for me to just put, I'm just going to use my eraser here. Put a little cheesecloth under the die cut. That would have been cute to do, but let's do this. Okay. So then we have this decorated and the paper ready to go in here, and that will go, like I told you, right in the middle. And there's that. Okay, let's go on and move on with this little number. And this one is going to go in the other side. So let's fold this up. Let me put this right over here, because that will go there. And this one is going to go on this side. And let's go ahead and get the paper in it. And I may come back on the next part to do the accordion part, because, oh, before we do that, I wanted to show you these little thingies. All right, so how to make these. You're going to take, I have a 3/4 inch, you can use whatever round punch you have. I have this, and I like the EK Success punches, they're really good. And I just take my scrap paper, and I'm going to do 3 for each. Actually gonna need 6 of these, and I'll show you why. And then what I do is I glue them together. So you would take your glue and you're gonna glue each one together. So you get that. All right, so I already did that with 3 of them. And then, so I have one here, and I came in and I inked it, and I know this is where I want the middle. I'm eyeballing it, and I'm just marking the middle. If you wanna get really precise, try to find the middle of these little circles, but I'm not worried about that. Then we're gonna need one for the bottom. Okay, so because I don't have the super long tool, I have Memory Keepers has this in the real long one, so you can get down deep. But this has a short arm, and that's as far down as I can get. So I'm gluing that on the bottom, and I'm punching them through on the top. So let's go ahead and punch the top one through, and I'll show you what I mean, because the top one will be fine because I can reach it, but the one down here is going to be all the way down here, so I'm going to glue that. So I'm going to show you how I do that and how I make that. Okay, so in the middle, I'm going to find my middle point. So, and I'm going to just eyeball where I might want it, and I know I want it right here. So let's punch our hole there. Let's, I got some paper stuck in there. Okay, and then see how the bottom of this is built up a little bit? This is the one I'm going to glue on here. Let me find an eyelet. I need to find an eyelet. I thought I had one on my desk. And it is missing. So you see, I built this up because you want this built up so you can get the string around it. So what I did is I took 3 more, and you can do this any way you want. And let me get my better Tim Holtz scissors over here. And then what I did is I just cut around so it would be slightly smaller than the one on the top. And it's not going to be perfectly round, and that's fine. Okay, and then that I'm going to glue underneath there. So let me put a little glue underneath there, and then you can attach it, you know, right to the book. So this is going to go there. So I will cut, let that dry for a minute, and I will cut, I'll punch through that so we can put an eyelet in. And let me grab my eyelets from behind me. And so these are going to be 2 different ways. So you can either glue these on, or you can attach them. If you have one of the longer attachers, you don't have to glue them. But if you don't, trying to find the right color here. I think it's this one, yeah. Looks a little darker, but it'll have to do. Okay, that should be good. All right. Just put that right there. And you can do these with brads as well. Oh, you know what? I gotta put my paper on there before I add these. So the one at the bottom, okay, so this one we're gonna attach this one right here, okay? So it'll just go right through there, and we will attach that, but I have to add some paper on here. And then I'm going to look and see where I want this one, and I'm going to glue this one right here. So see, so you'll be able to have them like that. So let's go ahead and get the paper on first. And I believe I had cut 2 pieces here. Here's one. And then I had another piece that I had cut down for up here. And this always happens because my desk gets so messed up. Here it is. Because I had to angle this, because what I did is I cut this on an angle right here. And I did that with the other one too that we did the other day. So let's go ahead and glue this on, and then we'll decorate the front of this. Oh, Lucy. Lucy. Shh. Hopefully we'll decorate the front of this if the dog... It's getting time for their afternoon BONE. I can't say it out loud because they know what it's... I have to spell certain things. It's a crazy place over here. Oh, geez, she sounds pitiful. She's perfectly fine. Gosh. I hope you guys are okay with dogs. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I can't, if I put them outside the room, they'll bark to come in because they're by my side. I mean, I work out of the house, so they're by my side all the time. So let's go in and grunge this up real quick. And I think where we'll decorate this is we're going to decorate it up here because there's not much room down there. So I'm looking at the other one, and I did it the same way. I actually added a little cheesecloth right here. And I don't have any cheesecloth out, so I think I'll just add a little bit of this again. Thought I had cheesecloth out, but I don't. You know what? Let me just grab some cheesecloth. I have it back here. And here we go. Now this I haven't coffee stained, and as a matter of fact, I need to take this in. I've got some coffee left in a thing in there that I think I will just take this whole thing and coffee stain it. See how much we're gonna need. Put a little cheesecloth. Oh, stop. There's no reason for crying. And then I did a little more of that paper. So let's get the cheesecloth on. Do it right up here in the corner of the flap. Sorry about that, guys. I just want to get this part done, and then let's find something to put on here. I have this. It says documented. That's too big. Let me see. What did I do with all those? I have these cute little ones here that are numbered. I think I'll use that. It's like a specimen, like we're doing a specimen. I'm just gonna rough this up a little bit and put a little ink on it. I'm using the brush that's got the gold on it. So now I've got gold on my ink. Oh well. I'm not too concerned really about, you know, I'm looking for my little, I'm not too concerned about, you know, the inks being, you know, getting one color, as long as you're not putting the permanent ink on the non-permanent ink. That's the only time I'm concerned about that. So let's just collage this up here, and then I will be back to do the tags. Put this right there, I guess. In the accordion pocket. And we're getting close to being done with this. Okay, so we are going to attach this. So I gotta do the hole again. Punch through the hole again. Oops, it's sliding on me. The paper gets stuck in here when you're going through several layers. So you have to pop it out. Okay, and then, now I lost my eyelet. Well, I guess I'll be back. I gotta find my eyelet. My eyelet's gone. It's you know that hole I've talked about on my desk that happens when I'm doing a project? Well, it fell through the hole. So I will be back. That will be on there. This one we will glue on down here, add the string, and then we will make the accordion part of on the inside of this. We'll secure it over here, and we'll begin on the tags. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Come on back for the next part 6, and hopefully we can finish this fun desk set out. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to decorate the cover. So we will do that next time. Okay, guys, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.